live action show in stereo, on TV, radio, smoking dust like there's just no tomorrow. But they don't know, said they don't know. Yeah, well, they don't know. They don't know. Yeah, I'm unrepentant, and I don't regret it. There isn't any other way. Yeah, I'm unrepentant, the sun that never sets, emitting ultraviolet rays. It's time for blood and glory to testify and night the evil that men do. Yeah, I'm unrepentant, and I don't regret it. There isn't any other way. Yeah, I'm unrepentant, then I'm glad I said there isn't anything to say. Yeah, well, I am just a poor boy, my story's seldom told, except by me. Now shut your mouth if I might be so bold. They laid me in a manger, they fed me wine and bread. I killed the Nazarene and he lies plain and broken dead. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. What's up? I'm unrepentant. Victory is ours. I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. Victory is ours. I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. Victory is ours. I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. What's up? I'm unrepentant. Victory is ours. I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant. What's up? I'm unrepentant. Victory is ours. I'm unrepentant. Yeah, I'm unrepentant.
Hello and welcome once again to the Dr. Zeero Xiron Free Magic Secret Show, where we investigate all forms of magic. We talk about social issues. We talk about all kinds of things here on this show on YouTube, you know. And today, I thought I'd talk about what some people call the Infernal Empire and the Infernal Divine and the daemons of this sort, and a lot of the lingo the left-hand path folks profess, and various things that are going on. Now, if you listen to this show and the attitude of Dr. Zeero and my worldview and my perceptions and what I do in terms of magic and the occult and witchcraft and my own way of going about it, myself, personally, This is not to discount anyone's experiences or discount anyone's practice, because everyone is free to do as they please. Don't get me wrong. Now, what I'm trying to say is, as far as attempting some kind of gnosis, or evoking or invoking a spirit or entity or an infernal divine being or demon, angel, whatever you want to say, I have no need for this personally. This is not to say that I've never played around with such experiments. This is not to say that I've never had results with such experiments. And we need to talk about what that means to me and what I would consider my own experience, which I'll get into. But for the most part, I advise against this sort of stuff. And it's a classic part of witchcraft, and it's a classic part of magic, ceremonial magic and such. The concept, summoning something in some kind of form, or establishing communication with something outside yourself that is some kind of entity. Now, I'll just back things up, and I'll start here. Number one, why I would advise against these sort of things. Now, I don't want to sound like a crackpot and start saying this is all happening because people look at you like you're crazy and be like, you're pseudoscience, you're a crank, you're superstitious, whatever. But then there's us who have been around and experienced strange things. And, Doc Zeero is very well aware that there's a invisible world surrounding us, which we don't know how to verify or scientifically check. We don't really know. And we're left with tales. We're left with experiences. We're left with superstitions or ideas about such things. Now, say that ghosts or entities or creatures of this invisible realm, some sort of intelligence, right, in energetic form or however it may be. The idea here is that when you really open yourself up, you can let things in. Now, the question is it a product of your own mind, or is it something legitimate? Now, if it is possible that a legitimate entity can exist, the point that I'm trying to say is that when you have like a ritual and you open yourself up and become the medium of something, just because something shows up and says, hi, I'm Lucifer, hi, I'm Lilith, hi, I'm Beelzebub, I'm Belphegor, I'm Abaddon, I'm Belial, I'm whatever, just because it says it's this thing would not necessarily make it so, because if these such entities exist, they'd be vampiric by nature. And, if I were one of these things and I saw some dude like slicing himself up and bleeding on sigils in some temple with black candles burning everywhere and, pouring out all that energy and trying to draw it in, I'd be like, hey, there's a sucker born every minute. Better tell that person I'm Vinay or Valak or whatever, and let's get to work. You know what I mean? So my point is, it's not even a question of can such a thing be done. You can't really verify what you're talking to there or trying to communicate with. And I don't trust any of them. I don't trust a single one of them. And if I were you, I wouldn't either. And as I've said before on the show, I feel like with magic and all this ritualism, the operator is the number one thing. And I feel like you should be working on yourself foremost, right? And here's the thing, okay? Here's when you get away from this invisible entity standpoint that you can communicate with. See, what I personally think is the more verifiable thing that's going on is that, for instance, you have a ritual to some Thoth or something like that, Thoth, as some say, the god of magic of the Egyptians. when you have a firm grip on like what that, mythological character is, what it represents as like an ethereal being or whatever, your mind is able to create like an avatar in which you can like basically activate a part of your imagination and intelligence in the form of an avatar that you're trying to communicate with. And when you do this in your mind and you make this your focal point, it's really curious what you get out of it, what the things that it says, when you post questions to it. It's like it's giving your mind a device to explore all kinds of strange hidden wisdom and ideas simply by creating this image in your mind, And this is the importance of ritual, right? Now, the downside of this is like the people. Okay, so the other part is like when you talk about demons specifically, and it has a lot to do with like energy and stuff like that. A lot of like demonic entities really represent aspects of human psychology or certain energies, what have you. And again, I'm not saying that they're actual real entities, whatever. It's more like these energies that you want to work with. So it's like giving code names to certain aspects of yourself or aspects of nature. In the same way that when you, try to summon gods or goddesses or deities or what have you, they're like totems or archetypes embodying different experiences of humanity in tandem with the universe or different aspects of the universe or different aspects of psychology or what have you. And I feel like, that's what's generally going on here. Now, I guess I wanted to comment because all the left-hand path folks that have like YouTube channels, I watch you do what you do. I do watch your videos. I do pay attention. Understand that I'm not like mocking you and stuff. Like I just don't go the route that you do. And the reason that I generally advise against it is because you end up driving yourself insane. I've rarely known anyone who set upon this path and really ended up totally happy. I mean, you ride a wave to a certain point and then it crashes out and things become quite dark. So I don't know. I was up last night listening to like a live stream with a couple black magic magician guys talking about all this stuff. And I just can't really come to the party in a meaningful way. But again, I'm not slinging mud. I'm not telling anybody what to do or what not to do. I just advise against such things. So I wanted to get to a better point and talk about this before in the past, certain aspects of this. But I want to talk about just the demons themselves, and I want to talk about like Lucifuge there. So I feel like the or at least what would be my problem in working with, what you call the infernal divine or demons or whatever. I can't like visualize a differentiation between one and the other. See, if you talk about, let's have a ritual to Fudo Mayu, let's have a ritual to Thoth, let's have a ritual to Loki or Thor or Hermes or something like that. Like I can come up with something. I can have a tangible idea in my head. But when it comes to all this demon stuff, they just blur together, and I can't really tell one from the other. I mean, you get descriptions and stuff in like these grimoires about like what they supposedly look like and what you're supposed to, I guess, visualize upon. But they're just weird, surreal shapes, you know what I mean? It's like, how does one find the true common ground with one of these entities to harmonize with it? Like, and then like furthermore, like someone say like Belial or Abaddon or something like that. I can't picture it. I can't feel it. I can't see it. I can't. Like, it's just, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, what's the difference between one or the other? And it's always just like, I guess, a handful of things or concepts. But that's the problem, I guess. I'm stunted in my visualization of such infernals. I don't get it. For the most part, a lot of them, at least. especially when you get into the, usually like Grimorum Verum and the Goetia. A lot of people say Goetia, but if I checked correctly, it's actually Goetia. And this and that, this and this and that. Oh, well, I don't really want to keep you forever. I'm putting, that's what I wanted to get to. We got to talk about Lucifuge here. Because I was watching someone last night talking about, we're going to have a ritual to Lucifuge and whatnot. And of all the demons, well, the demons in general, right? You have to ask, what's the source and where is it coming from? Because tons of these demons that like appear in grimoire, in these different grimoires, the classic grimoires, like they don't appear anywhere in religious literature except after, perhaps like way after the fact. Like, where are these names coming from? Who invented them? What's the story behind them? We know a lot of the demons are, of course, old pagan gods and stuff that were forgotten in history. A lot of these names take it from like tribal gods and stuff. But, so you got to ask about the source, right? So, I'm just very cautious in accepting the existence of anything someone might have just like cooked up at some point in time, and that's what it seems like it all is. And that's what we got to talk about Lucifuge and where Lucifuge is coming from, because a lot of people say Grand Grimoire and right, that's it, right? Red Dragon, same book. I don't know. All those books are hokey. All the black magic grimoires are jokes. They're crap. They're crap. It's just stand in a circle and say a bunch of gibberish, and here's a bunch of names of demons, and you do these things at these hours, and it's just crap. So, where Lucifuge is coming from, we got to talk about origins, right? So Lucifuge, there's no Lucifuge in the Bible. There's no Lucifuge in the Torah. There's no Lucifuge in Islam. There's no Lucifuge appearing anywhere. All right, he pops up in the Grand Grimoire, and his name is Lucifuge Rofocale, right? And kind of been proven that this was a shock manuscript that someone pulled out of their ass. Someone just kind of threw it out there in the 1700s, if I'm correct, in France. So the first time Rofocale appears, that's where you get that from, right? But Lucifuge comes from earlier, right? There's only one other mention anywhere. And whoever wrote Red Dragon, they were aware of 3 books of occult philosophy, because the earliest known reference to Lucifuge, not Lucifuge Rofocale, just Lucifuge, right? The earliest known reference is 3 books of occult philosophy by Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. And that came out in the 1500s. And you'll find him, there's a section where Agrippa is talking about the Sephirot. Not the Sephiroth, the Sephirot. All right? So he's talking about the Sephirot and talking about Kabbalah a little bit. And Lucifuge is mentioned as the archdemon of the Saturn, of the 3rd Sephirot. And if you look at that list, the archdemon of each is mentioned for the different Sephirot. And all 10 listed are what appears on all of our modern Qaphotic maps when it comes to the Tree of Death. So, and then also in fourth book of occult philosophy, the dubious one, that Agrippa really didn't even write. It was just something he wrote is in it, and then someone finished his book and pretended it was him years later after he was dead. But inside that book, there's a mention of a type of demon called a Lucifugus. Lucifugus, a Lucifugus, and it's any demon which flees the light. So, but in three books of colostomy, 3 books of occult philosophy, Lucifuge is just as Lucifuge. There's no Rofocal. So the question is, what was Agrippa's source? Because there's no one alive that can tell you. Nobody seems to know. And there's no mention of a Lucifuge anywhere else before that I can find. Anywhere in history, right? So, it just seems like some apocryphal Christianized something. Like if Lucifer is a light bearer, the one who must withdraw from the light as well must be also a version of that. So if you ask me, Lucifuge is like the corniest, fakest of all the demons. Because it's just some goofy Christian shit they pulled out of their ass in the medieval times. And it doesn't have any basis. There's not even any like Dead Sea Scroll old stuff, anything apocryphal in that first 1,500 years. So like, where did Agrippa get it? I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, as far as I know, that's the source. So, it's really bizarre to me that knowing this, no matter if people want to hear it or not, I don't care. But like the hokiest, fakest demon is Lucifuge Rofocal. Absolutely. And that red dragon he comes from is a load of shit. And this whole idea that he's the Lord of Pax and that you have to summon Lucifuge first in order to get to the next demon, it's because you have to have him set up your pact for you. He's got to be the scribe or whatever. Like, you're summoning the fakest demon of all to try to gain access to the quote-unquote real ones. And if any of this black magic stuff is real that you're actually talking about, there really are infernal whatevers, all this stuff, you're just blocking yourself every single time that you involve Lucifuge there in the picture. That's like one of these things that like the white magicians and stuff would be jumping all over me, screaming at me like a crazy person for explaining this stuff, you guys. Because the white magic crowd, those who like have to be like janitors of our big mess, they want to shut the left-hand folks down. They want to bamboozle your plans. They want to make sure it's booby trap. They want to make sure you're working with broken toys. So anyone out there listening to me and taking me serious, I promise you, Lucifuge is a broken toy. You need to dump Lucifuge. You're not going to get anywhere with Lucifuge. And it doesn't matter what any of these dudes say on YouTube. It doesn't matter what the Become a Living God crowd says. Come on, guys. You can't take someone like the words of EA serious, because he's a deeply misguided dude lost in his own fantasy world. And anything legitimate is like mixed with nonsense. And there's too many people that take him dead serious and followed his path and started following the things he was saying because they really want to believe and have faith in all kinds of stuff. And, it's really weird. Well, not really weird. I mean, I get it. But, I watch a lot of these black magic guys' streams, these left-hand sorcerer dudes' streams. And, they come off like AA meetings a lot of times. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But it's interesting that, like, the next step beyond AA and just sitting around in chairs at in a gym at a high school or something, the next step is turn to black magic, turn to the infernal empire. We will rise with our sobriety. And again, not making fun of it. I just it's an interesting upgrade. Most people go a different way, a different route, but should really start like a website, just like Infernal Empire Sobriety Club, it'd be a good one. So that's all I really want to say, and I'm sorry if that's like a disheartening message or if it's not what you want to hear from me. But I'm saying this is just like how I'm feeling about it. And again, I'm not mocking anybody. You can do whatever you want. You know, I just feel like you're liable to drive yourself insane by working on these thought forms, if nothing else. Demons are thought forms, and they're energies, and they represent, they're like code words for aspects, little chunks of the human psyche, or however you want to put it. But, you know, demons are also about, like, inhumanity. That's why they're demons. Like, everything that's, like, inhumane, that's why they're, like, evil. You know what I mean? Like, they're supposed to be, you know, consisting of bad shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's just my opinion. Like, I don't mess with the gods or goddesses or entities and all this stuff, really. I like them as, like, you know, ideas, archetypes, things to play with, avatars, stuff like that. So anyway, that's all I really had to say today. I do hope you have a good day. If you didn't know, I got a book coming out on Tuesday, May 20th on Amazon. And just email me and I'll send you a free promo copy. Zeero Xiron at gmx.com. Zeero Zeero Xiron at gmx.com. All right, that much said. As always, hail Arkham. And here's your hot rockin' outro. It's a good one. All right, later.
Hi, kids. It's the Dr. Zeero Show, starring me, his antipsychotic. Let me get my magic mirror. I see Bobby, I see Susie, I see Billy. Fuck! Filled with joy this time of season. I'm always happy for no reason. My favorite sun shining down on me. The sweet little verse of a melody. I love to romp through the hills and tippy-toe through the daffodils. Mr. Butterfly, will you be my pet? Let me capture you in my little net. I'm so happy. 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 They're so happy. We're so happy. Are you happy too? I'm so happy. They're so happy. Wouldn't you like to be happy too? Fuck! Dandelions are in the air. Great big flowers are everywhere. I love to pick them every day, arrange and put them on display. I whirl, I sleep, I jump, I prance. My little feet, they begin to dance. Probably sitting in a tree, a friendly owl hoots at me. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Let's go! I'm so happy. They're so happy. We're so happy. Are you happy too? I'm so happy. They're so happy. Wouldn't you like to be happy too? I whirl, I sleep, I jump, I prance. My little feet, they begin to dance. Probably sitting in a jump, I pre. A friendly owl hoots at me. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Let's go. I'm so happy. They're so happy. We're so happy. Are you happy too? I'm so happy. They're so happy. Wouldn't you like to be happy too? Graceful floating ladybug. Grandma gives me a great big hug. Little children, great big smiles as I skip for miles and miles. Grandma gives me a great big sweater. My little life can get no better. Life's so happy and full of joy. I'm lying, it really sucks. I'm so happy, I'm so very happy. I'm so happy, I really am. I'm so happy, I'm so very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. I'm very, very happy. So happy, so happy. I'm so happy. Mother, what to do? It really sucks. I'm so happy. I'm so very happy. I'm so happy. I really am. I'm so happy. So happy. I'm so happy.